listening to the Smash Bros. Cast, episode 51. I'm your host, N64 Josh. My co-host and sparring partner, Nightcrawler. What's up, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going well. It's going well. Hey, we have some real knowledge for you guys today. VikkiKitty is here. What's up, Vicky?
Hey, you guys. I'm doing okay. It could be better. Of course, a little sick right now, but at least I have all the time in the world to prepare for Genesis coming up this weekend.
yes, and relatively short notice. She is so kind to join us for today's episode because we got a lot of questions about Genesis. So we're gonna get to those in just a bit. Before we do, if you want to get yourself a free book from Audible, go to audibletrial.com/SBC. Pick up something awesome like Blood, Sweat, and Pixels or Console Wars. The chair I'm sitting is from OP Seat. Go to n64josh.com/OP Seat. You automatically save $10 at checkout. Affordable, amazing gaming chairs. Go check them out. And lastly, my new book is out, Another Castle. You can check it out by going to n64josh.com/anothercastle, and you can pick up the first chapter for free if you want to see what it's about. So that's n64josh.com/anothercastle. With that, we're going to jump on over into the announcements. All right, on Mondays, we have a new call-in show, and it happens anywhere between the times of 5:30 Pacific Standard Time and 7:30, depending on when we can both be on the mic. So come hang out for that. If you're around Monday nights, we also do a little Mario Kart tournament and stream, and that happens on stream. So, and I'm streaming Mondays from 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time all the way till 10 that night. So come hang out, jump in chat, and jump in the call-in show. We have a good time with that. And Crawler, we have a meetup.
We do.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in the Bay Area in Oakland for Genesis. So we got a venue picked out, right, Josh?
Yeah, Plank Oakland. I have the website in the show notes here, plankoakland.com, 9 p.m. on Saturday night. 9 p.m. We'll be doing a meetup between the Smash Bros. Cast and I think some of the Nintendo Powercast folks are gonna come join us. So it's gonna be a good time. The place has a beer garden, bowling, and bocce. It says so. I'm not entirely sure, but it's only like, if you're gonna be at Genesis, it's only like 4-minute Uber ride from the hotel. So should be a good time. Really looking forward to that. And so with that, we're gonna move right into our countdown, I believe. Take it away, Crawler.
All right. Well, this time next week, we will probably already have played in pools. So Genesis is less than 7 days away now. We're getting there. I know you and I are both getting to Oakland on Thursday morning-ish. So it'll be live and in person.
Yes. Yeah, it's going to be exciting. More than likely, guys, there's going to be a number of like little mini podcasts that pop up. I will warn you right now, the audio quality is going to be different. We're going to be doing it on the road, so it could be through phones, things like that. So keep that in mind. But we want to be able to put out a lot of content for you. We both registered as for media badges with Genesis. I haven't received confirmation yet, but I just messaged them yesterday. Said, "Hey, I'm going to be there as a competitor, but I'm going to cover this thing extensively with all the stuff I do." And they were like, "Oh, you need a badge." So here, sign up. I was like, Roger that. So we want to make sure we can give you guys as much content as possible from this event. And I'm really looking forward to it. So with that, I think we're going to move over into some Smash news. It's not a ton of news this week, but a few things to cover. So let's check it out. All right. First up, new weekly event.
Yeah. So part of the course every week, Nintendo seems to hit us with something. So this week is the more the merrier. So it's going to be multiple character spirits. I've ganged up on the spirit board, so go take them down. I think there's a few legendaries and a few, I think they're advanced or something like that. I still have yet to touch spirit in like a couple weeks, but it's something I'll eventually get back to.
Vicky, are you playing spirit mode at all?
I okay. Don't judge me. I played one event.
Josh hasn't played it at all, so you're one up on him.
So to be fair, it's because I have the perfect square for my character select screen because I haven't touched any of the Miis.
Yeah,
Same.
and I did that. I made the mistake of unlocking Sword, and now I'm on a quest. I have Gunner. I think I have Gunner, so I still need to go find Brawler because I can't have it be. You can't get rid of them. So
no, you can't.
So now I have to go complete it so it's complete. But I'm not about making a Mii because they're heinous and ugly. So
yeah, to be fair, if you want to be able to like just get the character done and like unlocked in the character select screen, all you have to do is make the Mii and then they get unlocked for you.
I know. I went and made one and I was like, no, I don't even want that tainted on my Switch, so I deleted it. So I'll go unlock the stock one eventually. I'll get there.
Oh man, what's gonna happen when Piranha Plant comes out? We're gonna have a problem.
Oh, Vicky, that's gonna mess it up.
Yeah. No, but to be fair, like maybe they'll release enough DLC characters so that way it's a perfect square again.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Hoping for free echoes coming out every other month.
Yeah, Waluigi, let's go. He could be. What did we say? He could be an Echo of Bayonetta. Yeah.
Bayonetta.
Oh my gosh.
Well, hopefully she gets a buff.
Yeah.
She's absolutely destroyed in this game. Like they didn't have to take it that far.
little too far. A little too far. So, okay. Guys, speaking of Piranha Plant, friendly reminder, you've got until the 31st. Check your different email, check your promotion box on Gmail, check your spam folder. I believe if you have the game digitally, it automatically is going to be there. You don't have to do anything.
It's only the physical stuff that you have to go click on the cart, go click on register my Nintendo points, and then the email that's registered to the account you claim that on, that's where you'll get the email, and then you'll have the code to download it.
So there you go. That's to get your character for free. You have until the 31st. So make sure to do that.
Yeah, you guys just reminded me because I don't think I've done that yet.
Yeah, there you go. So we did. I had a little mishap with mine, and we finally got it figured out. And when I added it to my wife's Switch, it also gave us 300 coins, which I was like, oh, that's weird.
Oh,
but
so Nintendo out of kindness gave you the $3.
Apparently, I don't know. I didn't think that was a thing, but it was. So
maybe because you were tied with a digital download. That's maybe you were supposed to get the bonus for the digital download. I think so. That's probably what that was.
I see. Gotcha. So there we go. That's gonna be happening. If you want your Piranha Plant for free, make sure you get it figured out. Nintendo has a tournament coming up. Vicky, are you involved in this at all? Are you allowed to say?
I cannot make any comments.
Okay, fair enough. So there's a Smash Bros. And Splatoon tournament happening, being put on by Nintendo. Okay, the winners will be competing at PAX East. The Smash one starts February 2nd, so that's going to be interesting. Did you register, Crawler?
There's 3 weekends. I did not register for the second. I registered for the other 2. So the 5th, I believe it's the 7th, 16th or 17th, and then I think there's one in March as well. So I registered on. I think it's on through BattleNet, I believe is what it's through. Which they did the Splatoon qualifier for E3 last year through that as well. So I already had an account. So all you have to do is set up an account, and then they have the regions kind of broken up, kind of weird. Like I live in Colorado, and I'm southeast or something like that. It's like most of Mexico, but Colorado all the way to Florida. It's kind of a weird region. But then, so there's I think 4 different regions that you qualify. You select your region, and then you select your date that you want to register for, and then you have to put in your friend code, and then there's a customer reference number for your Switch. It's pretty much your serial number, kind of. I think that they can use to track your Switch, so that has to be entered in as well. But then once you get entered, you'll have check-in times, and you'll get those emails and all that kind of stuff. And then you just pretty much log in. You'll get the friend code of your opponent. You'll battle in an arena. They have different rule sets, more so less strict than Genesis, with like Smash Balls on, I think, and some other stuff. But there is an interesting anecdote in there as well that I put in in the next one. We'll talk about that here. But did you get registered, Josh?
Yeah, but I think I registered for the second because I didn't realize there was more than one. I was like, I read just enough, so I'm like, okay. I guess
so you're gonna just do it on hotel Wi-Fi?
I'll just pull out the hotspot on the old cell phone here, and we'll see. I'll see if I can change it though. I thought it was like the second was the first time, like the first date that everybody played, and then so on and so forth. So I'll get
3 different weekends to qualify.
Gotcha. So I would guess I could be able to change it. We'll find out though. We'll find out.
Or you just DQ yourself and then register for the other 2.
That works also. And yeah, who reads, right? Jay Harley? That's right, from chat there.
We know Josh doesn't read.
No, I read enough to get me registered. I didn't realize I had extra.
Yeah, he copied his notes. He copied his notes from the Nintendo Powercast, and all he has on there is Smash is February 2nd. It stops. That's it.
Truth. Splatoon's February 9th. So there you go. That's that. But yeah, so we have an update coming out, which is kind of tied to this whole thing. The update 2.0 is coming soon. Genesis will be using version 1.2.1. But
yeah, there's a clause in the rules with the registration that Vicky, do you know how far out the update had to have come out for it to be implemented? It had to be like more than a week or 2, probably.
Yeah, I think the cutoff date was like January 18th, if I recall correctly. But is it confirmed by Nintendo that the update 2.0 is actually going to come out this week? Because I saw it from like third-party sources, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah, if you turn Smash on now, it says it at the opening screen.
Yeah, within a week. So yeah, we have it's not a date, but I mean, Piranha Plant is when they gave the reminder, it said for a February launch of Piranha Plant. So if we're getting it within a week, then that falls within that range as well. So Nintendo likes to do stuff on Fridays, so maybe we'll see it on the first day of Genesis that everyone can kind of start playing around with that on their own personal Switches.
I think it's so funny because I had called like as a joke. I was like, man, imagine if like a really big patch just happened the day before Genesis. Like I said this about like a month ago, just as a joke, like not even being serious. And then I wake up last week or a few days ago, I guess, to the news that 2.0 was going to come out possibly like before Genesis.
Yeah, crazy. So, but what's interesting, right, is that.
So within the rules, if you look on the Battlefly explanation of the rules, they have different kind of procedures that you're supposed to do if you have bad connections or player disconnects and all that kind of stuff. And in the rules that I'm assuming were written by Nintendo, it says if you experience a disconnect, you need to video capture it and submit that and have it for backup. But the problem with Switch, right, or with Ultimate right now is there is no video capture within the game. So that I have a whole article linked here. I don't know where it's from, but it's pretty much all speculation that are we going to get video capture added for the 30-second clips added into Ultimate with this new 2.0 update.
Man, I hope so.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. I would really hope so too, because I thought it was already implemented like at the very beginning, and I actually made a tweet I think first week asking if people are uploading their gameplay through the Elgato capture footage or through the Switch, and then everybody answered me no, like there's no capture footage available for the Switch. You have to do it through your Elgato. So I was like, oh, that's so weird, because I thought that there was video capture footage for like games like Breath of the Wild, which I know there is, and like other games like Splatoon. So I just thought it was.
Yeah, it's all up to developers. Like Fortnite took out video capture because it launched with video capture in Fortnite, but they were having, I think, render issues so bad with how much RAM has to save what you're doing for the last 30 seconds to a minute and a half, whatever, however long it takes to wipe that RAM. It was having problems with Fortnite, so Epic patched that out, so you can no longer do that in Fortnite. So hopefully that's something that Nintendo's worked their small update size stuff and managed to fit that in there.
It'd be nice. So there you go. That's your news for the week. We're gonna get to our talking points with Vicky. I'm excited. Not gonna lie, pretty excited.
I'm actually so excited for Genesis.
All right. Well, Vicky, before we talk Genesis, let's just talk Ultimate. Who are you maining? What do you think of the game so far?
So I'm actually going through a character crisis right now where I'm a little stuck because Corrin's not the best character that to dabble with for me anymore, at least for this new game. They really gutted her recovery, her horizontal drift specifically, but I do like the new changes they added to her pin, which is what was a little broken coming from the last game to the new game. But I'm a little stuck because I have played her for a few tournaments already, and it's very obvious to see where she's lacking in terms of being a good character. I would actually say she's probably the worst Fire Emblem character right now on the roster. So I decided to pick up Lucina to learn a little bit more of like what Lucina covers that Corrin can't. But I still really enjoy playing Corrin. I have fun with the character, and I guess that's really what matters. And I don't really have that same type of fun with Lucina, so I'm kind of going back and forth between the two characters right now.
Yeah.
But with Ultimate in general, I think the game is amazing. I actually saw footage of Smash 4, I want to say like a week ago, and I saw like Ganondorf use forward smash on somebody, and it took them like ages for them to die in the blast zone. And I was like, oh my gosh, did I actually like play this game for 4 years?
Right. Yeah, I had somebody in the Discord was like, hey, can you play 3DS Smash with me? I was like, all right. I never thought I'd be going back to this game. And it was like, is this game in slow motion? Like, it's like, and then today we had a game of Ultimate on stream that it was lagging so bad. I was like, are we playing 4 right now? Like, that's what it felt like.
Well, it's kind of like going to the Best Buy events when you and I both went, and you went to PAX West, like how blindingly fast this game felt because we were used to playing it on 4.
Right. Exactly. So, but overall, like you're pretty hyped about the game. Like, do you feel, do you think we're going to see major changes when updates come out, or do you think the game is balanced enough with enough characters, kind of in that top tier section, that it's going to, maybe stay the same?
I think the balancing in this game is amazing. The only thing I would say is don't nerf the good characters. I would say like buff the characters that are lackluster right now, and then see where the meta is for that period of time, and then alter anything else afterwards. Like, there's certain things that I would say could be a little bit of a nuisance, like Luigi's, like, he grabs you once and you're supposed to be dead. He literally has like a 0 to death type of combo where it could be unfair, but at the same time, like, they already nerfed his grab. Like, it's already hard to go for the grab, although that is the only thing we would have to go for, something like that. Mm-hmm. But other than that, like, then if they do that, if they take that away, then you're going to have to add something else. You're going to have to add something that makes him more balanced, because then he would just be bad. So just a balancing there. But other than that, like, I would say no one should get touched, and just to buff the characters that just aren't doing so hot right now. Overall, I think the game is really good. The only thing I still complain about is the buffering system in this game.
Yes.
And shield, like the pushing through characters, like that's a little bit of a nuisance. But of course, that actually is something that you just have to get used to. I think that's not going to get changed in this game. But the buffering is definitely something that messes me up, especially since as someone who plays defensively, when the situation like calls for it, I do press like the shield button too long, and it makes me buffer a double roll when I land on the ground, even though I was just shielding.
I had it happen to me yesterday. I hit my shield. I believe so. I hit my shield, took damage so I was in the air. When I let go, I air dodged right off the stage and lost a stock, and I was like, yeah, that was supposed to be a shield, not an air dodge.
I think those happen way more than they should.
Yeah, so hopefully that gets addressed. The other thing I've noticed is, like, there's not a lot of them, but there are a few character matchups that, like, I saw a tweet this week where, like, Sheik, while pressing against Rosalina, cannot connect.
She can't grab. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't get. There's a lot of glitches in this game too that haven't been fixed. Like, I don't understand that. That was very weird. That should, like, they don't have to do that to Sheik either. We were talking about Bayonetta earlier before the podcast came up, and I don't think that was supposed to be on purpose. I definitely think that was a mistake, maybe with the character model and like the grab range. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I saw that too.
I think Lilat has problems in general. I think ledge snap on Lilat is pretty buggy.
Oh, Lilat. The most strike stage at Genesis 6. Well, maybe Castle Siege. I don't know. We'll see.
Not beautiful, not perfect, but I think neutral Lilat isn't as bad as what we were used to in Smash 4. Like the ledges are still a little wonky, but now we have slanted ledges on like 2 other stages to deal with at the same time. So I would probably prefer Lilat over those slanted stages, depending on the character that I would probably go or play against.
Yoshi's story is. I don't like that one.
Hey, it's good for a laugh if you spike somebody into the side of it and it just sends them straight to their death.
Oh my gosh, have you guys played Cloud on that stage and then just used Neutral B?
No.
When you use Neutral B by the slanted ledges, the Neutral B tilts at an angle and specifically only goes in that trajectory. Like, it only goes in, like, so you could actually edge guard people really easily just like that.
Interesting.
Fun.
Interesting.
I think I saw one, maybe it was on that stage with Pac-Man doing that with having Clyde come out, and it was just stopping Ness from grabbing the ledge at all, because I think it was probably because of the tilt down, it was getting it over the ledge and it was just preventing the ledge snap at all. So maybe that was the same thing.
Could be. It could be. So okay, well, we're gonna jump into some Genesis talk now. Like we've kind of had some questions in our Discord, like how does a major tournament run? Like, what are pools and how do they function is the first question.
So pools are necessary to be able to split up groups of players. So that way, like if you have a full-on bracket with how many people, like over 2,069 players have registered for just Ultimate. If you get a regular bracket and you put 2,069 players in there, it's going to be a huge mess. You're going to take forever to play your matches. Like, people aren't really structured. So what pools are, they're literal like groups of players specifically to play against each other, like in a bracket situation. And they play at certain times, so that way other players, like the times don't, like mash together, and they get to play like doubles comfortably, because then doubles starts at a different time as well. So it's basically just to keep things neat and properly running the tournament, so that way it's not like one big mess and you don't go to bed at like 4 a.m. because people don't run the bracket properly when it's like all structured together. People won't have to drop from other events because there's so many other events like Melee, Rivals of Ether, Smash 64. So like that way they can actually play the other side events that they signed up for comfortably.
Gotcha.
2,069 competitors.
Yeah, crazy
is what singles is. I will put a link to this. I put this in Josh and my like private chat this morning, but Genesis tweeted out a article that I don't know if it was written by the main TO, but it was kind of something that they worked with Smash.gg and wrote some API that pretty much took a large, like a super major kind of size event, and was able to prioritize how they kind of go into explaining why we do pools, why they have seeding, and how they work with their organizers to look at all the players in recent tournaments and come up with their seeding, and also working with how they break everybody out into pools, but then also go through conflict resolution, or like time conflict resolution. So if you have like Josh and I are entered into doubles, and we both have our own single brackets to go through, so they have to kind of work around all those different competitors' schedules. And so some people are doing like Melee singles and Ultimate singles, and some people are doing Ultimate doubles and Ultimate singles. So it's all kind of how that works. So I'll definitely put a link to that article, because they posted that today on their Twitter.
Right on. Yeah, that's cool. You sent it to me and I was like, what is all this code? I was like, what? So okay, next thing, this kind of ties to this, but like do you check in? Do you get assigned a time and a station, that kind of stuff? Which you kind of just answered that, but from doing these before, Vicky, is it like when you get your badge, do they kind of give you your schedule?
There's certain events, like I believe Let's Make Moves had this, where the back of the badge would tell you like what time certain waves of singles like started, what times double starts. I don't know if Genesis 6 has the same format, but if you check on Smash GG and like where you're supposed to play, it should tell you what time you play, what pool to report to. And when you do report to that pool, you check into the TO of that specific pool, and they just put a check mark next to your name just to make sure that you're not going to get DQ'd because you just checked in with them. And then you just wait for the TO of your pool to tell you when to play.
Got you. And then the last question here is kind of vague, so I'll let you just kind of go where you want with it. But it says a very basic walkthrough of a tournament would be cool.
Like starting from the start of the day to the end?
Yeah, sure. Let's do that.
So you would have to check in to the front desk where they ask for your ID, and you check in with your ID where they give you your badge. They see where you're registered, whether it's singles, spectators, doubles, any side events, any other games, and they give you your badge. So after you get your badge, you wait until the time of your pool, and when it is your time to play, you go to the station that your bracket says on Smash GG. You report to your trio. You play your matches. If you lose in winners, you get sent to losers bracket, and if you lose in losers, then you're done with the tournament. You're out of the tournament. And then after that, you do basically anything else afterwards. Whether you start doubles that same day, you have to keep track of what time your doubles pool starts, and basically rinse and repeat with what you just did with your singles pool. You check in with your TO. You find out what time it is. Your TO tells you who you guys have to play. And then after you're done with doubles, and after you're either knocked out or you win, you're done for the day, basically. If you have nothing else to do, if you're not working the event, you're done for the day. And either you could get in a good amount of friendlies because the venue is actually open 24 hours for Genesis. So either you get in as much as friendlies as you want, try to practice the matchups maybe that you lost in bracket to. You meet a bunch of awesome people from different regions, and you basically have fun. Lots of people treat it as like an after party after the brackets where, they start hanging out with friends, start playing, with their friends specifically that they haven't seen in so long. And then for the next following days, sometimes they split up the pools. So if you made it far enough in bracket, you play the following day, which would be Saturday, the rest of your bracket. And then once you eventually lose, you get to just enjoy the rest of your Saturday. If you already lost on Friday and you're going into Saturday with nothing to do, that leaves you open to play other games, other players still, kind of do exactly what you just did at the end of your Friday after bracket on Saturday. And then you just wait for top 8 on Sunday for you to watch the rest of the show at the auditorium, which is separate from the venue of Genesis 6. Believe it was like 4 blocks away from the original venue. So then you kind of just enjoy the rest of the tournament.
Cool. Very cool. Let's take a little bit of a deeper dive into like the bracket and even just like sitting down to play your matches. So pools is going to be it's going to be best of 3, I'm assuming, right? This is the
yes, it is 2 out of 3. I think I'm not too sure where. I think 3 out of 5 starts top 64. Yeah, I believe 3 out of 5 starts at top 64. So everybody else plays 2 out of 3 until top 64 happens.
Got you. And in pools, there's still going to be a losers bracket, correct?
Yes. When you play winners, and then if you lose once, you get sent into losers bracket, and then until it's in losers bracket, you're done with the tournament.
Right.
And I think I saw, because brackets got announced last night, fairly late in the evening last night. Brackets came out for Genesis, and I was looking over the rules, and it looks like top 3 out of pool play advances. They're doing 2 rounds of pools at Genesis, so top 3 out of pool round 1. There's, I believe, 128 pools, and then so those top 3 advance to pools round 2. And then from there, I think bracket play starts with top 64.
Yeah, top 3 of every pool gets out into another bracket. So the top 3 players that made it into their pool. So obviously, the person that wins their winner's bracket, the person that gets sent to loser's bracket, and then even if you lose in losers finals of your bracket, then you still get in because it's the top 3 players.
Yeah, that would just affect seeding in the next round of pools, correct?
Yes, they already have like seating set and done, like basically estimating what players are going to get what place in bracket. You can actually check that out if you go on Smash GG and you just look at standings in singles and double.
Got you. So let's see here. Let's talk about the like you sit down, you're looking at your first 5 stages, I believe, and then how does striking work? Can I lay that out for us?
So striking works. I think you ban is it 2 stages?
1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
1, 2, 1.
Okay.
So I mean, I've been to 3 of my locals now, and I'm going to my 4th tonight. And Josh has been to a few, or 1 or 2, right, Josh? But yeah, I know that it rarely comes down to actually people playing rock paper scissors for it. How often does that happen at a major like this? Do a lot of people kind of? I know that like Pokemon Stadium 2 has kind of been the new Smashville. Do you see that kind of as being just a friendly agreed upon thing, or do do you find that more people do play rock, paper, scissors to do the 1-2-1?
To be honest, I personally just always try to see if they will gentleman to Pokemon Stadium because, yeah, it is basically like the new Smashville in this game where people just like to go to that stage. If they don't want to go to Pokemon Stadium, I literally just ask them if they want a gentleman to any other specific stage because I'm still learning like the differences in the stages, and I'm kind of comfortable with every stage in this game, minus maybe like the two different Yoshis. And even like Castle Siege, I'm fine with too. So a lot of times, rock, paper, scissors doesn't really happen. But if it does happen, I'm in a situation where I'm like, you guys could just pick first. Like they pick first, and then I go second.
Okay, and so then those matches take place, or the first match takes place, and then the stages open up, and there becomes more stages available. Correct?
Right. So if you play your first game, the winner of that game strikes. I believe 2, and then after that you play again, whatever stage that you pick now, because the loser picks, as long as it's not the 2 stages that the guy banned. And then after that, like depending on who wins that game, whether it goes to a game 3, because now player 2 wins that second game, so now it's 1-1. In that game 3, now player 2 gets banned, and they get to go play on whatever stage is still available. Because you can't play on the same stage that you win on. So player 1 can't play on the same stage he wins on. Player 2 can't play on the same stage that he would. And knowing what stages the players ban going into game 3, that should kind of like actually make your stage list smaller to pick from.
Yeah, so you can essence have 3 stages banned going into banning stage there. Because they would have, for match 3, they would have 1 stage off the table that they won on, and then you ban 2 other ones.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. I see. Okay, so hopefully that explains. Because what was funny, like at my local, there were people like everybody was like, nobody seemed to really know, other than like people that had. There was a lot of really new people, right? So that's why there was a lot of people that didn't know. So like, I had people asking me, I'm like, well, I think this is how you do it, like I think, and so it you're gonna want to know, right? If you're gonna be in Genesis, you're gonna want to know.
It's a lot easier with the like the Genesis cheat sheet sitting right in front of you, because then you can just you have the 11 stages right in front of you, and you can just point, and it's easy right there in front of you, as opposed to having to know what stages on the stage list and all that kind of stuff. It's just there on that cheat sheet in front of you, and it's nice and easy.
Yeah, that's something to note on, is that there should be papers at each station that tell you what stages are legal and what stages you could ban.
All right. Cool. Crawler, do you have any last questions before we wrap this thing up?
I mean, not that I can think. I'm just excited to kind of get there, and we were talking about trying to meet up and kind of just have a good time all together.
Yeah, for sure. I know we've kind of talked about it with a few different people, but like real quick, Vicky, just your mindset sitting down for that first match. Like, what are you telling yourself?
I'm there to learn. It's the first major. I'm there to learn. I'm there to have fun, honestly, because if you're not having fun with the game, you're not going to continue on to play it. Understand that there's over 2,000 players here in attendance, so you should be able to at least learn one thing coming from this tournament. Understand that you're there to learn. Really, that's my mindset. And I'm trying to get better. I'm also trying to win too. So try your best. Don't go into the match seeing that you have to play Tweak, who is the first seed of this tournament, and think to yourself, oh man, I'm automatically going to lose, because that's a terrible mindset. And for all you know, you could be the player to get the upset. So understanding that anyone can win, that's important to know. And as long as you practice, as long as you understand the fundamentals of the game so far, you should be fine. And understanding with an open mind that you're there to learn, that should be your mindset going into this tournament.
Yeah, be the guy that everyone in Losers is upset with that you sent Tweak down there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's hilarious. I know for me, like, the thing that I'm going to try my hardest not to do is just fall right into autopilot when I sit down, because there's so much between nerves and everything else. I know that my standard, like, routine movements, everything that I end up falling into and then get punished for so badly is going to be what wants to come out almost immediately. And so I'm just really hoping that that I can just watch my opponent and try to look for those patterns that I can pick up on and punish without giving away too many myself. That's my big thing.
And understand, like, everybody else is nervous too. You know, this is the first major. No one wants to, you know, drown exactly in pools. But of course, you're gonna have to have players that drown in pools. You're gonna have to have players that go 0-2. That's what the point of a tournament is. You're gonna have to need those players there. Without those players, then the tournament wouldn't exist. But nerves are super normal. It's okay. Everybody else is nervous alongside you. I recommend drinking water. Water really helps personally, at least for me. Drinking water constantly in between games for some reason calms me down, as weird as that sounds. And I also just want to reiterate that the winner of each game bans 2 stages. I know we're talking about that before, but yeah, the winner of each game bans 2 stages exactly. So even player 1 and player 2 would ban 2 stages if they happen to win. One wins player game 1 and the other one wins game 2.
Chad is saying do not block with your face, so there's some pro tips right there. That's yeah. Cool. All right, well, hey, let's wrap this thing up. Vicky, tell everybody where they can find you.
All right, you guys, so if you're tuning into the broadcast now, not only are Josh and Nightcrawler some of the best people I've ever met, but you guys could catch me on my own Twitch at VikkiKitty, VikkiKitty, and Twitter, VikkiKitty with an underscore at the very end. And I will be at Genesis too, so if you guys are there, make sure to say hello, because I definitely trying to meet as many people as possible and, you know, have the best time.
Awesome. Crawler, how about you, buddy?
You guys can find me hanging out in Josh's Discord. We're going to probably try to get a special channel up that we can put up some pictures and other information while Josh and I are in Genesis. So kind of stay tuned there in the Discord, but then also just generally hanging out playing games in the Discord. But then also following me on Twitter and Twitch will be a good place to see content here this next week at Genesis. So Nightcrawler724, Nightcrawlers without the E. And Josh is going to be my cameraman, hopefully, for when I'm playing in pools, and me vice versa for him. And then we'll have to maybe recruit I know we have Leo coming, so maybe during our doubles match, Leo can be our camera guy. So stay tuned for our Twitch channels for those, and then also just both of our Twitters for kind of just updates and pictures and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah, guys, you can follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, YouTube, Twitch, all the above. It's N64Josh. Instagram is where I'm having the most fun right now, so come hang out. If you're on Facebook and I don't respond to stuff, it's not because I don't love you, it's because I don't have time. So just know I still love you. But Instagram's the place to be if you want to interact with me on social, and of course the Discord as well. Guys, you can follow this show at Smash Bros Cast on Twitter. The show notes for this episode will be available at n64josh.com/SBC51. All right, the music you're hearing right now is the Metal Melee theme. You go to n64josh.com/Metal Melee. You can check it out. And if you want to get yourself a free book from Audible, audibletrial.com/SBC. Chair I'm sitting in, OPC, n64josh.com/OPC. It saves you $10. Thank you so much for listening. Vicky, thank you so much for being here. We really, really appreciate it. And we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye now.
Thank you so much, guys.